Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. It is bright and early in the morning. I don't normally do videos this early in the morning, but I was so excited I couldn't get to sleep last night after receiving a package in the mail. Today's episode is going to be what's inside that package, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. Well, let's go ahead and get today's episode started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, we are going through a heat spell here in the Philippines. We are in the dry season, at the very end of the dry season. We've probably gone 4 months with only about, I'm gonna say maybe one or 2 days of any type of appreciable rain. It has been like desert type of weather here. But today's episode, again, is not about this. It's not about the irrigation system. The main thing we're gonna be talking about today is one of the best things I ever did. It was to build this swimming pool inside our backyard. And you see, right here, this little probe. That's really what today's episode is gonna be about. But not this probe, but a probe that's gonna be replacing this probe. And this has helped us so much with keeping the health and wellness of our swimming pool in check. So we're staying comfortable and have good clean water all the time. I gotta tell you, having a swimming pool in the backyard is so convenient. It's one of the best things we probably ever did with upgrades here at Villa Feliz. But with having a swimming pool comes with some responsibilities, and that has to do with cleaning, and it has to do with monitoring the health and wellness of your swimming pool. Now, the older traditional ways of monitoring your swimming pool health and wellness had to do with those flimsy test strips that were very difficult to read and try to understand whether you are in the zone or not in the zone for having the correct amount of chlorine or alkalinity inside your swimming pool. Here's an example of the test strips that I was just talking about. You grab one of the test strips and then you submerge it into the swimming pool for a couple of seconds, and you bring it out and you try to match it up with these colors on here. Unfortunately, sometimes it's very difficult, and the colors, they just don't match with the colors on the side, and you become confused about the status of your swimming pool. The other way of doing it is with these vials. You see these 2 vials? You fill this up with some pool water on both sides up to the line. You put about 4 drops of these, red on the red side and the yellow on the yellow side over here. Then you shake it up a little bit and you try to look and you match it against this color coding right here. And that's not a big deal, except for sometimes it's really difficult to read the colors inside here, and you physically every single day have to go inside your swimming pool and do this to be able to get your status. Or if you want, you can let an application and a probe do all the work for you, so you don't physically have to go inside the swimming pool and do all these testing with these kind of inconvenient type of testing methods here. You can actually just open up an application like the iopool application for the iopool smart monitor that I have been using over the last 2 years, and this will do everything for you. And you can see I need some chlorine inside the swimming pool. Anyway, this is my old smart monitor from iopool. It's called the EcO. And that's the probe. Let's see. Oh, the probe is somewhere inside the swimming pool. Oh, it's over there underneath the bridge right now. So it does all the work for me, and I can monitor it 24 hours, and I can look and I can get a graph, and I can look at the graph inside here and check everything for the status of the pool just via an application anywhere around the world, as long as I have the gateway, and my gateway is installed right back over here. Now, one of the things I want to share with you is what I think what sets this smart water monitor apart from many of the other brands that are on the market. And the main thing is the longevity of the use of the product itself. Now, we originally did a review on a product called the Fin that was owned by the Hayward Company. Unfortunately, that product had a very short lifespan. We had lots of issues with that, which ultimately went to its demise, and it became something that was obsolete and off the market. Now, that unit gave us less than 1 year's worth of operational use before basically you had to throw it away and order another one. Now, the iopool smart water monitor advertises it will last for 3 years, up to 4 years from other user experience, and it is warranted for 2 years, so well exceeds what we had with the previous smart water monitor device that we had inside our swimming pool. Today's episode is not going to do like a 2-year review of it, because I've already told you it's been working flawlessly over the past 2 years. But what I did notice is some of the readings started becoming a little bit out of what I thought the norm from the previous 2 years worth of use here. When I say that, what I mean is it seems like I'm having to add more chlorine to the swimming pool to keep it in that green range inside there. So I contacted the fine folks at iopool, and they explained to me what I needed was a calibration kit. But they said instead of purchasing the calibration kit to bring it back into normal operation, they said we have a new product on the market, and it is called the iopool Update 2024 Smart Water Monitor, and it has some features that I'm going to discuss in just a little bit that set it a little bit apart from the original iopool Smart Water Monitor. And they offered to send me one for testing here on our channel, which we just received it, and that's why I'm so excited today. So we're going to do a box opening. We're going to talk about the differences between the old iopool Smart Water Monitor and the current one that we have with the new 2024 update, and we're going to go ahead and put this into work for our swimming pool. So let's go ahead and do a box opening really quick and see what's inside the box that the fine folks at iopool sent me here. We have the iopool Connect. This is a gateway. This is the gateway that will replace our old gateway that we have. It looks a little bit different, and we'll take a look at the old one, and we'll open this one up and look at the new one, as well as the new iopool Update 2024 Smart Monitor. Not only do I have the probe, the Smart Water Monitor probe, and the Connect gateway, the fine folks at iopool sent me the calibration kit that I was originally asking about at the very beginning. So we can use this for the new system later on to do a calibration after we've had it for, say, a year or so, or we can use this for the old one. But I'm going to tell you, we're going to go ahead and replace the old one with this one right here. So we'll just hang on to this, and we're going to retire this guy over here. Now let's go ahead and open up the new Smart Water Monitor, and it's actually called the EcO, the ECO. It comes with a start guide here, and it comes with the probe, and it comes with a measuring cup for putting chemicals inside your swimming pool. Now, before I go any further, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the old probe out of the pool. This is the new probe, the new EcO iopool probe, and see if there are any differences in appearance from this one and the old one. Now, the first obvious difference between the two is the new one has some screws in the top, which this has to do with the ability of the new unit for replaceable parts. I'm really excited about that. That was the big fault of the Hayward Fin, is there was nothing that was user replaceable. This is an important feature, so you don't have to replace the entire unit. You can replace things that are on the inside, specifically the probe that is on the inside. Now let's take a look at the differences between the new gateway and the older gateway. This is the new gateway, and it's very easy. You just open up your application, you go over to the My Pool, click on the gateway, click on the link for the iopool gateway, then you just follow the instructions in the app. Very easy to set it up and connect. What does that do for you? That allows you to go over the cloud, so you don't need to depend on the Bluetooth, using your phone or your smart device and connect to the probe that's inside the swimming pool. So you can use this. Now this is the new one. It comes with a little USB connector and a cable. You just have to have a USB power supply to be able to connect to it. And this is it. Very, very small. Let me show you this compared to the old one. Now the old one I have in this waterproof enclosure, and you can see this is the old one. So this is the new one, and this is the old one. Both very convenient, both very small, takes up a very small footprint, but the new one is just a little bit thinner than you can see from the old one. But one good thing is they both work with the new probe. So we can use the existing one, or we can use the new one right here, and they will both work with the probe. Right now we're on the old one, and it's connected. So as promised, let's talk about what's new with the 2024 update. The system looks almost identical. Updated gateway if you choose to use the gateway, but you don't need the gateway because it connects via Bluetooth with your smart device. If you want to go over the cloud and be able to monitor your pool anywhere in the world, then you need the gateway. So the gateway is a little bit smaller than the original one that we installed with the original system, but they both work. The other thing that's different is the fact that you can do replacement parts with the new one. You saw those 4 stainless steel screws on the top. Well, I'm going to read exactly what it says here. The 2024 EcO Update Monitor features enhanced waterproofing with stainless steel screws and silicone seal, enabling effortless replacement of individual parts while preserving the PCB and plastic enclosure for sustainability. And there's a new firmware that allows pool activity tracking features. What's so nice about this system, it's very intuitive. It takes literally minutes to set up, and once it is, you're going to have years of hassle-free maintenance of your system, because it even makes recommendations for how much of things like chlorine that you need, or things to add to your pool to increase or decrease your alkalinity for your pH balance. Very simple. And if you live in North America or in Europe, you can actually order parts online or supplies online through the iopool website and the application. I'm over in the Philippines, so I just have to have somebody send it to me over here if I need that. But most of the things I can find over here, like chlorine and things to stabilize the alkalinity, not an issue. Well, I also want to thank the really fine folks at iopool for sending me this updated version. Even though the older version was working fine, and I just wanted to do a calibration, and I would have probably had another 1 to 2 years of use out of that one. But the fine folks that sent the new device for my review and my testing here is indicative of what good customer support is all about, and that's what is really important, and that's what we report on, giving 2 thumbs up for customer support with the iopool folks. And with the new EcO iopool smart water monitor in place and configured, you can see it is very easy to monitor the status of my swimming pool. And I did a few quick changes. Added what it said for the recommended amount of chlorine and some pH, and you can see we're in the green across the board. We have good disinfection potential with the chlorine, so we know that everything is clean on the inside. We added a little bit of muriatic acid to bring the pH down just a little bit, to get rid of that lime type of a buildup from the high pH. And there's really nothing I can do about the water temperature because I am here in the Philippines and we are going through a heat wave here. You can see it's a little bit in the warm area, but not in the critical red area right now. And the reason you want to keep an eye on that is because if you don't maintain the proper amount of especially chlorine inside your swimming pool for a disinfectant, there's a chance for things like algae to grow inside there when you have the elevated heat conditions. Okay, well that's it for the monitoring on the app. Now that's about it for today's episode on the product review of the new EcO iopool smart water monitor system, the 2024 update. And I am impressed. I have been impressed for the last 2 years about this. It is a device, if you have a swimming pool or if you have a spa, that it's really, I feel, a necessity to be able to allow you to spend time in your pool enjoying it and not doing all the other functions of doing all the testing and stuff like that like you would normally do with the older traditional methods. Now I have a lot of projects going on in the backyard around the house here at Villa Feliz, and you're going to be excited, and that's one of the main reasons why I haven't been doing any videos lately. I'm about 6 weeks to 2 months into a really big project, and I'll be sharing that with you very, very soon. You're going to be really excited. If you enjoyed the pavilion build over here, the DIY series of how to build a pavilion, you're going to enjoy this very next one. Also, you're going to enjoy some of the updates around the backyard back here. We're going to do with all the plants. We are into spring. We are into the early summer months, and things around here are growing like crazy. We have blossoms everywhere. We have fruits that are growing that never grew before. You're going to enjoy that in our regular Villa Feliz series. Anyway, that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on the little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the very wonderful and beautiful Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.